So my next guest today is Ryan Gamble. He's the president and CEO of a company called Intraratio. Great to see you again, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you, Trevor.
Okay. So just to sort of set the scene very quickly, you have essentially four modules. You have a run center, is it?
Run card, yeah,
run card,
for the MES.
Yeah, for the MES side. Then you've got data card.
Yep. IoT yield management data collection system. It's an IoT system. We've been IoT before it was even a buzzword. But
Right.
the whole backbone for
Right.
the millions and billions of data points coming off your manufacturing floor.
Excellent. And then you've got the AI card or system.
Yeah, full outlier detection, automated quality management from running AI-based algorithms. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And the fourth module is the service card.
Yep. Yeah, no, great memory. Yeah, yeah, that's a lot. Service card, yeah, so that's data interchange when you need to have data from different factories mapped in. Also integrating from the MES to your ERP system, whether it's Oracle, SAP, that kind of thing. When you're dealing with outside suppliers where product goes out for plating or something and it comes back in for value add, any of that data off on those sites, service card is there to actually connect, listen, FTP, web-based, all this, and handle the data movement and interchange, and that's aspect. Yeah.
Well, that's quite a comprehensive suite, and of course, it can be either cloud-based or on-premises, depending on what they want.
We were cloud native from the beginning, a full web stack. Basically, a cloud-based sort of data center is what you get with our stack.
Right.
It doesn't matter whether you're a 5-person shop or a 10,000-person company running lines across the world. It's the same system. Our business model has been about the transactions, how much data you're pushing through, how many boards are you building, how many wafers, chips are you building, that kind of thing. So it really lines up with your costing, operational costs and stuff, very clear. Being that type of data center approach means if your company scales, the system will scale seamlessly.
Right. So let's talk about how you approach a new customer. You go into a new client. Do you first of all start by doing, I assume, an audit of what they're using it, currently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think it's one of our biggest strengths too. Outside of the fact that we're the only company in the world that currently services the complexity of silicon photonics and really complex manufacturing lines. We also have some very customers that have high mix, low volume, military stuff. But our deployment approach is really about understanding the customer. What are the systems? What are the tools? What is their manufacturing flow? What are the goals? Where are the big pain points? It's scrap reduction. It's quality improvement, right? Training, things like that. So we do a solid assessment, and then we ask the customer for data. And this is always an interesting one to quickly see what's connected on the factory floor, what isn't. What's their IT landscape? How do they get at data? Once they share process information, they share data with us, under strict NDA and all that. We'll map that into our system within just a matter of a few days.
Right.
And then we bring that up, and then we go into an engagement where they're seeing how that data and how they will interact with the system. And we can spin up a cloud instance, fully securitized, that they can interact with as well, part of it. And the power of that is we've actually ironed out most of the deployment through that process. So when we get the green light for contract, we've already got the process mapped in the system, and they've actually got a use case already that they're familiar with.
You've kind of basically crafted it to meet what their goals are, their stated goals for manufacturing yield improvement or what it is. Do you get many asking for sustainability?
I love that question. It's coming up more often. And what's great is I think that's just really, data drives sustainability, right? What is your power usage on the line? How well are your machines running? What's your scrap rate? Reducing your scrap rate.
Right.
Also, utilization of time as well. It's very low energy to send an email around, right? But we have this on the record from within some of our customers, very large ones. We've reduced engineering overhead by 95%.
Wow.
Just trying to chase data. Phone calls, emails, where are things, running up and down the stairs. There's all these little micro bits of sustainability that can claw back and save energy, save time, build great product.
Reduce carbon footprint, brilliant.
Yeah,
that's great. So what are you working on now? What's next? What's coming up next for you?
So we're continuing to figure out how to scale, within a very complex IT infrastructure. So we're great. we have a lot of startup customers, which is great. Hit the ground running fast. They've usually got one person in IT. They get everything lined up. We just want low-cost commodity Linux hardware installed, and we're good to go. But when you start to deal with very large multi-factory deployments, the IT landscape can get really unwieldy, especially if they're doing acquisitions and they're outsourcing IT. So our model, our latest is, besides scaling our AI side even further, on the application development, for me, a really important part is being able to still seamlessly scale for large corporations. That involves bringing in new web scale technologies for hyperscale, high availability. For all the tech nerds out there be listening to this, we're talking a proxy layer into your app layer, below that proxy SQL to manage all the distribution across the databases, all running on low-cost commodity hardware. Something goes down, you don't realize it because you won't see it. Your lines are still running. All you do is swap out the hardware underneath. It's seamless. And that's the key. That reduces our support costs, but more importantly, our customers are getting near 100% uptime all the time.
Uptime all the time.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Well, that's important, and in fact, it's one of the hidden things in the factory that has been around for years. I mean, the problem always was historically that the production manager would be asked, how well are we doing? And they'd say, well, we've got 96% first pass yield, so the management would think, hey, we're doing absolutely great, but machines are sitting idle 50% of the time.
Yeah.
So machine uptime, and I think that's a big thing that data's helped a lot. It's helped to maximize and improve the planning and the uptime of the machines as well.
Yeah, data's gold. We came traditionally out of semiconductor, very data centric. I mean, you couldn't build a chip without the data to support it. And now we see how that's just flowed through the whole industry. So it's great to see this data-centric push. No more waiting 2 weeks to figure out how things are really running in your factory. We can give it to you in 200 milliseconds.
Well, you need to have it in real time. You don't want to know how much scrap you made last week.
Yeah, and that speaks to the deployment model. Be honest, like systems like SAP and Oracle, they can't handle real-time data. They're ERP accounting backbone systems. For us, when we're deploying in a factory environment where you're spitting out an automotive module complex thing every 4 seconds, the amount of data coming off that line, I mean, it's huge. And to have that move and not have the system go down because you had a network routing issue or some little delay there, it's an interesting tech challenge. We've solved it. It's one of my favorite things to deal with is get down there in a bit of the weeds, outside of really talking with the customers, really getting to know what they're trying to do. But solving that real-time data flow, ensuring it's there. The other interesting thing about a deployment model, I think, which is completely unique in the industry, is that when we do an upgrade, you don't have to stop your line.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like basically you're running 3 cars on the track, right? And your line is dependent on minimum of 2.
Right.
And they're running. And when you need to service that, you pop 1 car off in the pit stop, do the change, bring it back in the line, and it takes over for the next car.
Wow.
So you can keep these high volume lines running full efficiency, And that's great. We've heard horror stories where, companies, they go through to their 20 revisions back on a software system, and they have to pause a line 20 times to go through every stage of the upgrade. Those days are gone.
Nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, it's great to see how things are still progressing, and it's one of these areas that's just going to keep getting more and more important, more central to our lives. So.
Thank you. I love it. Yeah, the industry's great, and there's so much change coming, such positive change. We're always going through our crazy cycles, but there's amazing tech coming out there. Silicon photonics, quantum computing. We're engaging those type of customers. I mean, where they now want to serialize a transition. We want to serialize an atom because they're tracking the electron spin on it. I mean, mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing, isn't it?
But
mind-blowing.
I love it. Yeah.
I love talking to you about this stuff. But we're running out of time. But I want to thank you for coming in and talking to us today.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you, as always.